I welcome you to the Messiah channel. We are an end time channel. I posted a video, and the video is about lightning that struck a church in Spencer, Massachusetts. And it struck the church after the pastor made a blasphemous comment. The church was celebrating LGBT pride in June 2023, and I posted the video. As I was watching the video myself, I realized that the volume was not okay. The mic was off. I was wondering how that will happen. I suspect it's a foul play. The devil is a liar. And so, for those who were not able to watch it, and for those who also had difficulty watching the last part, all that I said in the video is that lightning struck a church in Spencer, Massachusetts. It was after the pastor had made a blasphemous comment. It was an apostate church, and that was celebrating gay pride. And not long after that, lightning struck the church, and the church was burned to ashes. Most of you have read the story, and so that is what I did the video about. And I apologize for anyone who didn't get the last part because the video, for some mysterious reasons, stopped. The voice stopped at the last part. So I'm doing this video to also confirm that lightning struck other churches. And if you look at the history of different churches being struck by lightning, and there are lessons that we can draw from them. And so I'm using this opportunity to give examples of instances where lightning has struck a church. There was a church in Ghana, and some time ago, it happened about 20 years ago, and they were praying. And when they were praying very hard. There was a crusade, and people were fasting and praying very hard, and fire came from heaven, and the church, the building they were in, it caught fire at the top, and the fire was burning, but the church was not burning. So every person in the village, they came from their houses, and they stormed the place to watch the spectacle, the miracle of fire on a building, and that they saw clearly in daylight, and there was smoke, but the building didn't burn. It was God confirming his power, because the Lord is a consuming fire, and he saw people who were genuinely praying and worshiping him, and they were singing praises, and he answered by showing himself. The fireman showed himself on that day, and so the building caught fire, but it was they saw smoke, and the building was charred a little bit, and they have left the building there as a testimony. Anybody who goes to the village, if you ask about it, they will tell you, and they will march you to see the building that is still standing, and you see the smoke at the top, and that is the story. One day, the children of God were worshiping, they were praising God, and God answered their prayers with fire, that came, and you saw this, you see the smoke and the evidence of the fire that is left on the building. So on that occasion, the God who is a consuming fire was answering prayers by fire, as he answered the prayers of Elijah by fire. Fire also struck St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. You remember the occasion where the basilica was struck by lightning. You remember the time Benedict, the Pope, resigned and a new Pope came in, Pope Francis, and lightning struck in the Vatican. That is an example of God showing his power. In this case, it's a warning because you know who the Pope is, the first Jesuit Pope in history, Pope Francis, and what he has been doing. He is an apostate Pope, and some people even believe that he is the first prophet spoken of in the book of Revelation. There is a man from India, his name is Sadhu Sundar Selvaraj. He has said on several occasions that it was revealed to him that Pope Francis is the first prophet of the book of Revelation. I'm not saying whether it is true or false. All I'm telling you is that when lightning strikes St. Peter's Basilica or the Vatican, you must see that it is not a coincidence. When lightning strikes the church in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, after they had paraded their gay flags and blasphemed the name of the Lord, this is not a coincidence. But the students of metaphysics and physics, they will try to explain this away as a mere coincidence. When brimstone and fire hits 4 cities, including Sodom and Gomorrah, and destroys them to ashes, and that was not a coincidence at all. It was because of the act of homosexuality that prevailed in the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. It is not a problem of hospitality. Some gay activists are saying that the incident that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah was because the people in Sodom and Gomorrah were not hospitable to strangers. It is not that age. It is not that age. It is not that word hospitality. It's the other age. The other age. Homosexuality. Homosexuality. That is the reason why the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah were struck with brimstone and fire that resulted in the cities being burned to ashes as a witness to those who will engage in that lifestyle, because Jude chapter 1 verse 7 is saying that the event of Sodom and Gomorrah happened. It will be a witness, it will be a warning to those who will repeat what the people in Sodom and Gomorrah did. And so, in the case of the church in Spencer, Massachusetts, the Lord struck the church with fire, with lightning, as a warning. As a warning, in the case of Ghana, where people prayed and fasted and fire came on top of the building, it was not lightning, it was fire. You just saw fire coming. The Lord was displaying his powers. He was confirming his authority, and he was answering the prayers of the people in that village, in that town in Ghana. He was answering their prayers with fire. And you also have to remember another occasion where lightning struck the statue of Angel Moroni. The Angel Moroni is the angel, a fake angel who, quote unquote, revealed the secrets of the Mormon church to Joseph Smith, and they had a statue of the angel Moroni in the state of Utah. And one day they woke up and lightning struck the statue of angel Moroni, a fake angel worshipped by a fake church. And so in 2023, June 2023, you see gay parade going all over the world, and you see men who claim they are pregnant. You see children being recruited to join the gay crusade, and you see people who wear topless shirts. They have nothing on top, and they even invade the White House in the United States. You see the gay flag being hosted in the White House and also in the U.S. Embassy in other countries of the world. This is mocking God, and God will answer by fire, because Job 18:15 has said that the Lord will rain brimstone and fire on the habitation of the wicked. Whether they live in church, whether they live in bunkers, whether they live in white houses or red houses, whether they live in hotels, whether they live under the sea, the Lord will rain brimstone and fire, and it will hit their habitation. And so, for the church in Spencer, Massachusetts, which was struck by lightning, and I think I will probably offer some suggestion. And the first one will be if they will have a very good smoke detector, or they can have a satellite, so the satellite can be able to detect lightning, which will come in the future. And I'm also sure that they can also build a fire service around the church. So next time there is lightning, the fire service can quench the fire. And I'm not sure whether anybody can quench that fire, because I'm not sure whether all fire service stations in the world will have been able to quench the fire that were rained, the fire that was rained on the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, whether they had a fire station in Sodom and Gomorrah, and whether the fire station they were operating that day, and whether they could have quenched the fire that came from the throne of Elohim, who sits in heaven, who answers by fire. Probably the church in Spencer, Massachusetts could also have insurance. After all, if you have a property that is insured, you can get insurance from your insurance company. I'm not sure that an insurance company will give compensation to something that is an act of God. Insurance law deny payment to losses that they attribute to an act of God. In the case of Spencer, Massachusetts, lightning striking an apostate church and burning it to ground was not a coincidence. It was an act of God. The finger of the Lord was behind it. The lightning came. It was not guided by a satellite. It was guided by an angel of the Lord, in the same way that the stone that David, small boy David, used to kill Goliath, it was guided by an angel to hit Goliath, for him to fall, to show the power of Elohim, who sits on the throne of heaven. So I'm not sure whether the church in Spencer, Massachusetts will buy insurance, to protect losses. You have to remember, it was God. It is God. It was God who created human beings, and so the one who can claim insurance on you, your body, is the person who created you. But Elohim has said that for you to disobey him, mock him, and engage in lifestyles for which the people of Sodom and Gomorrah were punished with fire, there wouldn't be any insurance for you, because your insurance has been cancelled. Insurance has been cancelled because a lake of fire has been prepared for you. Hell was prepared for Satan and his angels before the foundations of the earth. And so I'm not sure what advice I can give to the church in Spencer, Massachusetts, the apostate church that was struck with brimstone and fire, that was struck with lightning. I don't know the recommendation I would have given to the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah for them to prevent the raining of brimstone and fire that caused death to all the people in those cities. If you are watching this video, we are an end time ministry preaching about the gospel of the Messiah, warning you that the final and the last trumpet of heaven has sounded. I'm leaving the links to this video in the description box for you to help spread the word of the Lord to all the four corners of the earth. I encourage you to leave comments about this video, and my email is raptureafrica@yahoo.com, one word. Thank you for watching this video. Spread the message, subscribe to the channel. Thank you.